Today's video, we are going to hopefully make some more progress on the Gen 1 Raptor project. Over here, I have the front end section or front frame of the 157-inch wheelbase truck. I've got that sectioned off, prepared or prepping it for the Raptor. So here we are on the Raptor frame, and this is the plan. The rear end, like I said, is good on this truck. It's just the front end that's all mangled up. Use as much as the rear section as we can. So what I'm planning to do is maybe make the cut from right here. I'm going to give us some slack. And then once I make this cut right here, get this into the shop, and then I can go ahead and basically clean off these welds or chop these welds off, get the gusset off, and then clean off these welds so that we can use this to slide into the other frame. Here we are on the front section of the frame that we're going to use. And because we're using the front end, I went ahead and gave myself as much slack as I could. So I went ahead and, cut a little further back on the back frame. So as you can see, the middle section or the back end of the frame just slides right into the front section. And then you can see the lip. So let's just get right into it. Cut into the frame. Obviously I want to clear the frame of any of the lines, brake lines, harness, all that stuff, because I'm planning to reuse all that stuff for the Raptor. Passenger side looks like there's nothing around it, so we can just go ahead and start that cut. It's just sucks that it's kind of cold out today, so the plastic isn't really cooperating with me today. So that's about as much as I'm going to pry back on the harness. So there's that. We got left rear, and there's another label right here that says right rear. Okay, pop these two lines out, that bracket as well as this bracket. Move this breather tube for the front diff out of the way. Pick up the line. Okay. All right. Got the back end of the Raptor into the pole barn. Now I'm working on doing some surgery here. I've got my welding blanket on there just because there's a fuel tank and fuel lines. Don't want to mess with that. I already went ahead and did the driver's side frame rail. And what I did, so that's what it looked like. I went ahead and, I guess I can show you on this one. I went ahead and I basically, with the plasma cutter, I cut through this weld all the way around, and then I cut through this weld, as well as this weld right here, and that one. The welds on the front side, so right here, I didn't use the plasma cutter for that. What I did was I went ahead and used my angle grinder, and I did straight lines through the weld, and I'll show you why I did that. Remember I said I made those straight lines with the angle grinder? And the reason I did that is because when you take this gusset off, we're going to go ahead and reuse these. I'm going to use those weld marks that I cut with the straight line as like a guide for me, right? So once I get that part of the frame fed into this frame, I can use this gusset and use these weld marks where I made the straight line cuts as kind of like a guide to, you know, show me where to weld this. You're still going to have these like C channels inside this frame rail. And what I did was I took a grinding wheel, right? And I grinded it all the way down until I saw a line form in between this piece and this piece. And once a line formed, this kind of just like popped out on its own from the top. So I did this side and then I went to this side and I grinded it down until it like loosened up a little bit. And once it was a little loose, I just kind of went in there with a hammer and chisel. And I'll hopefully show you guys on that one when I go to do it. I just kind of went at it with a hammer and chisel and just hammered it out of place and it just fell right out. This side, we're pretty much almost ready for the back end. But on the back end, I still need to cut off the excess frame rail that we left on there. So let's go ahead and do that side. Well, here's what it looks like after using the plasma cutter. I went ahead and Sparta kicked that thing off. If you can see up close, we still have the inside. There's like 2 C channels in there. There's a C right there and a C right there for the rear section that was in here. What I'm going to do is you can see that I cut enough in to where you can see the 2 pieces separated. So what I'm going to do right now is just grab a grinding wheel and just sit there like grinding it down. This will do 2 things. It'll like smoothen this out as well as loosen up our welds. So you can see it's probably still, oh, it's hot to the touch, yeah. Still grabbing right there, a little bit right there. And once I grind this down enough, these will just pop out of place. Man, if that doesn't bring you satisfaction, I don't know what does. So here we are on the rear section of the Raptor frame, and I wanted to preserve as much of the tunnel from the Raptor as possible because we're going to slide that tunnel into the front section of the frame. And what I did, so this is all excess from the damaged Raptor. What I did is I basically went in and made a slit right here, slit in all four corners. And then once you make those slits, you can take your sledgehammer and just hammer it out. Kind of looks like a flower right now. But once we have this all hammered out, oh, by the way, I did remove the gusset. And the way I did that, as you can see, I just went with my cutting wheel and just made straight cuts. I didn't want to make any cuts with the plasma cutter on this tunnel because we don't want to cut all the way through this tunnel. So that's what I'm going to do on this side. Going to make my cuts with a cutoff wheel all the way around, get this gusset off, and then I'm going to make slits in all four corners, then hammer it out. And once we hammer these out, like I could probably just knock this off. See? And now I can just go in, and I might just leave these here for now, just to kind of give us a reference of where this slides up to when we made it up with the front section. And then I think same thing right here, pops right off. Voila. Also, one more thing I wanted to mention, since we're working with the fuel tank right there, right behind us, probably would have been safer if we drop the tank and get it out of the way because there's still fuel in there. I have this welding blanket. I just kind of put that down as a barrier. And then the fuel lines that were coming up to here, I put a Ziploc back over them and I routed them back there, got it zip tied. But yeah, you want to make sure you're not doing any metal work near gasoline, and keep a good idea of your environment. Don't want to light this place up on fire. So here is not the final result, but the result that I was hoping to get today. We've got the rear section of the frame pushed into the tunnel of the front section of the frame. I didn't push the tunnel all the way in just yet. I just wanted to confirm that we're going to slide into the tunnel on each side. That just kind of gives me some reassurance that we should be good as far as the level of this rail and that rail. They're in sync. I need to get this jacked up, maybe jack up whichever side on this side. Make sure everything's level. Going to use the Minnesota truck frame as reference for measurements. And once I, double check, triple check all the measurements that I need, then I can go ahead and start welding. I got the area cleaned up as far as where I'm going to weld it. Right now what I'm doing is trying to get the rear section pushed into the front section of the frame. And how I'm doing this, work smarter, not harder. Got myself some ratchet straps on each side. Once it's under too much tension, just give it some taps, and as you tap it, you'll see it kind of slide in. right, so you can see what we did. Got some ratchet straps going from the front section to the rear section. And as this is under tension, I'm just, you know, tapping it over here on both sides. And that kind of like slides it in. We're pretty close to where we need to be. Before I start welding, I'm going to take a whole bunch of measurements and then we'll go from there. For the part where I do the measurements and get it welded back together, I might not even record that part because I just want to be in a clear state of mind for when I'm doing that. But hopefully with this video, you get an idea of what we're doing. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep you posted on this project as we go. Thank you guys for watching.